There are just 3 full Sunday slates remaining. Let's make the most of it with our best bets for Week 16 of the NFL season. That's right, we hand out our top plays for the ATS total, player props, and anytime touchdown markets. All this and more. It's the IBT podcast coming right at you.
I've been going dummy, out of bounds, putting on a clinic. Stick around, carrots in my hardware. KC, caught him in the crosshair. Look at me, been the guy calling Mr. MVP. Keep your ass on the bench by my MPC. Earn my stripes like I fix this league. Your dog's on the turf, my dog's in the street. You can find me somewhere in between. Never a dull moment like a movie scene. About to do the ops like I did this beat. Let them keep talking RG3. Coming to you live. This is the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast.
All right, and welcome into the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast, your place for both a refreshing and feel-good take on fantasy football and NFL gambling. It's our best bets episode for Week 16, now coming to you as a standalone show before we would release a video on demand of it. Now we're giving you a totally separate audio and video version. I'm your host, Seth Wilcock, and still reeling after Jerry Jeudy cost me not one, but my 2 best bets last week with his end zone drop for an interception. I'm back with the boys, the big business, light ranch and son of a gun, Eric Romoff, and Boston's boy, Steven Lawson. Steve, did your gambling week go better than mine after I got overly invested in the dog pound?
Yes, it did. I also lost that bet, but other than that, I was on a roll. I was hitting a lot of different bets, especially betting against the Kansas City Chiefs, which has made me pretty good money this season.
There you go. Eric Romoff, how did you do in Week 15?
Mixed bag, 3 and 4 for me. Did well in my money line and against spread wagers. Did less well in my totals and in my props, which has kind of been the theme for me this season.
Yes, sticking to what we know. And guys, really excited for today's show. We are going to break down our 3 best bets in order from our least favorite to our most favorite. Then we'll, of course, update the touchdown call contest, the leaderboard, everything going on over there. As always, we have producer Kyle Scott behind the scenes and you, the IBT family, riding with us. Thank you so much for all the support. Please do us a quick favor. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, let us know down in the comments or with a review on the audio side if you like this standalone wager show, and if so, we'll make sure we bring it back for you every single week in 2026. And if you want more of us, consider joining the IBT football family. You can now join for free. This is our premium Discord community where you can get access to our analysts, our fans, and memorabilia giveaways at absolutely no cost to you. And if you want to get access to our full betting cards, our touchdown call contest, you can upgrade for $3.99 per month or $36 for the year. This will also unlock the IBT NASCAR family that just finishes up its first season. We also have PGA and entertainment families launching in the new year. So much goodness happening at inbetweenmedia.com/chat. That's in-betweenmedia.com/chat. The link is also available in the episode description. And now for free, anyone can join our free bonus tournament that is starting this NFL playoff season. We're hosting a PropDecks contest where you can build a player prop-based fantasy football lineup from wildcard weekend all the way through the Super Bowl. And the winner is going to take home a $200 Fanatics gift card. So great to get yourself a jersey or any other Fanatics gear heading into 2026. Second place, you're going to get an autographed Zach Evan Ole Miss Rebels jersey. So I know everyone down there in Oxford has been a couple very, very tough weeks. But if you're an Ole Miss Rebs fan, or maybe you're just like me and love collecting NFL and college football memorabilia, this is the jersey for you. And if you're in third, hey, no biggie. You're still going to get a free entry into our 2026 edition of Draft Night Out. That's our live fantasy football draft party in Canton, Ohio at the Fantasy Football Expo this July. Limited spots are available, so go ahead and join for free. Go to in-betweenmedia.com/chat, join the Discord, and then go to NFL Playoffs Prop Deck Contest channel. Huge thank you again to our partner PropDecks for helping us out and making the NFL playoffs great once again, gentlemen. So, boys, without further ado, let's go ahead and shake it off here in between bets.
Between bets. Between bets.
All right, it's our Week 16 NFL betting cards. We're counting down our top 5 bets. We got 3 props from different markets, whether that's ATS, totals, player props, and then we'll give you our 2 touchdown calls to round it out. And Eric, we are starting with you because not only are you taking a rare dip into the player prop market, but it's also on a bet that I was on heavily last week, not only as a standalone, but also a ladder. Spoiler, it did not come through.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to coast in your wake a little bit there. I'm going back to the well with Justin Jefferson, like him to go over his receiving line. It wasn't posted at the time of our pre-production meeting, is out there now floating around 52, 53 and a half yards. I think he should sail past that, mainly because he is facing off against a New York Giants secondary that is largely doing their best impersonation of a turnstile out there. He'll see the majority of his routes covered by Paulson Adebo. He's in the bottom 6th, bottom 5th of the league in terms of PFF coverage grades. He's allowed almost 500 yards in his coverage, nearly 70% catch rate. I do think this game has the potential to score up a little bit, so there should be a little bit more passing volume overall to support a nice bounce back day from Jay Jetta.
Let's hope, man. Let's hope, because he really let me down last week. I thought that was the breakout, and he had the opportunities, right? JJ McCarthy missed him a couple times. He also dropped a couple of receptions as well. So Justin Jefferson, we need you. Eric needs you. Let's hopefully get that one to the window. Steve, where are you going for your 3rd best bet?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the LA Chargers against the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm doing it again. It kind of bit me last week, but I'm going with the under. 49.5 is a lot of points for a team in the Chargers that's a very good defense, holding teams to very few points. And frankly, Justin Herbert, that broken hand is causing a lot of problems on the offensive end for him. They don't look right. They don't look explosive. This team isn't putting up points like they used to. That is hindering him. I think between their defense being so good, the ball control football that they play, this is going to be a lower scoring affair than people think it's going to be.
Okay. For my 3rd best bet, I'm going back to that Vikings game. I'm going to take them against the spread -2.5. I got this at -122 at FanDuel. So a little bit of juice against the Giants. And look, Jay Jettis, he did not come through for us. We talked about it. Some of that falls on the foot of JJ McCarthy. Some of that's on Justin Jefferson himself. But I'll tell you one thing. I should have bet the Vikings catching the points or the team total, which I was leaning towards as well. And since getting blown out by Seattle, the Vikings slowly starting to round the corner here. They won 31-0 against Washington. Say what you want about the Commanders. Obviously, that was a disappointing game with their franchise quarterback, Jane Daniels, going down. But at the same time, it's hard to blank anyone in this league. They also won in prime time in Jerry World against a very solid Cowboys team that was trending upward. J.J. McCarthy in that game, 15 of 30 or 24, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a 3rd touchdown on the ground. The Giants in that span, they got blown out by New England, lost to Washington, and then also showed that they are way worse of a team than I think anyone's giving them credit for, because that score against Washington makes it look close. That was a bad game. They are down double digits, and specifically in both those games, in the first quarter, early into the second quarter, they found themselves down early double digits, right? Like, you can't do that against Minnesota, right? Because Brian Flores, he is going to throw out some exotics against a rookie quarterback in obvious passing down situations. That's a recipe for disaster. I think if the Vikings get out to an early lead, this one is all but over. Vikes by 2.5 for me. And Steve, with your 2nd best bet, you also have some thoughts on this game.
I do. I have this one going over 44.5 points. You know me, I love a good low over-under total, and this is a very low over-under total for a defense that Eric so aptly described as a turnstile. The Vikings may put this up on their own. This is a terrible defense, and the one thing the Giants can do is they can score in garbage time, and I don't think the Vikings are going to have to, play super hard for a long time in this game because the New York Giants are terrible. I would expect this to be closer to 50 points total. I'm comfortable with that number. So if you really want to
tease it up,
you definitely can and get yourself some plus money. I would be okay with 48 up to 48 and a half.
Okay, Eric, where are you going for your second best bet of the week?
I was this close to just squad riding with Steve on this Minnesota Vikings over. I think that Minnesota is out there trying to see what they got in JJ McCarthy, and they're going to take every snap seriously.
I agree.
In part, my theory of the crime for bet number 2, the Los Angeles Chargers, the on the borderline of winning the AFC West. Los Angeles Chargers are getting 2.5 points at the Dallas Cowboys, who just saw their season go up in flames. I think that the Chargers have a lot more to play for than the Dallas Cowboys, who are merely hanging on to a less than 1% likelihood of making the playoffs. I also think that the Cowboys, after really selling out on that kind of mid-season run to try to get back into the playoff picture, are primed for another letdown spot, right? They are very much so deflated in losing a game against the Minnesota Vikings that they should have had in hand, and in turn probably starting to put their eye towards those Cabo vacations as opposed to task at hand. So happy to get the points with a double-digit win team in the Chargers.
Okay. For my second best bet, I'm going to the player prop market where I'm going over on Kenneth Gainwell's rushing and receiving yards. I called him out a few weeks ago on the IBT podcast as a potential league winner, and I think he looks like just that right now. He's averaging 4.1 receptions per game, 55.9 combined yards per game this season as well, and he's really playing that Jaylen Warren role from previous years, right? He's getting the pass-catching work. He's also getting some of that goal line and change of pace work on the ground. He is playing over 50% of the snaps right now, and he's doing a ton with it, right? He's averaging 88 combined yards in the last 5 games. He's gone over 100 yards 3 times, 120 yards 2 times, and also has a low of 46.5 yards just once. So he's the number 2 option, if not the number 1 in the pass game right now. 13 catches in the past 2 weeks alone. He is the more effective runner at time because when he's in the game, defenses are thinking they're going to throw it, and he's seeing fewer stacked boxes and capitalizing on that, right? Like, this is less of an egregious matchup than I usually target. But I still think Kenny is pretty favorable with the Steelers, more than a touchdown underdog to the Detroit Lions. The last month has been very, very good for RBs against the Lions, clearing this prop every single time. We've had Kyron Williams, who went for a combined 71 yards last week. Blake Corum had 88 as well. Javonte had 69 yards in week 14. Josh Jacobs, the week prior, 92 yards. Tyrone Tracy, similar style back to Gainwell, 130 yards. In the same game, Devin Singletary, 47. So the BP projections right now, we don't have a line for this, but they're coming in around 49.5. I would smash anything under 55 yards. That's where I'm going, my boy Kenny G. And let's go ahead back to you, Steven, for your best bet of the week. What do you have for us?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my over-unders, and I'm going to go with the New York Jets against the New Orleans Saints over 40.5 points. If my math is correct, I believe the Jaguars and the Jets combined for nearly 70 this past weekend.
Yeah, I was on the under of the Jets. It did not work out.
Yeah, no. That's what happens with bad teams, right? Like, the Jets have nothing to play for. They threw Brady Cook out there, and they'll probably throw him out there again this weekend and be like, go nuts. Just do what you do. See what happens. Whatever. No big deal. And he might throw a pick 6. 2 of them. Who cares, right? It's the Jets. They're blowing the season up. They have 3 or 4 first-round picks this year. They're like, caution to the wind. Let's go get what we get. The Saints offense is good. It's better than we thought it would be, right? I think one thing I would advise the New Orleans Saints to do is to throw to Chris Olave a little bit more, because they needed to have that drive at the end of the game. And all of a sudden, Chris Olave went from 1 catch for 7 yards to 5 catches for 90. It was they drove him down the field and scored. This is a better team than we think. And the New York Jets are so unbelievably bad that I think this is going to smash this over. I'm comfortable 44.5, up to 45, 46 even, if you want to get some extra money on that.
Okay, Eric, you are going to an all NFC North divisional battle. What do you have for us for your best bet of the week?
Yeah, in a game that will likely decide the NFC North crown, the current leader of the division, the Chicago Bears are, for some reason, getting 1.5 at home against the Green Bay Packers team that just lost their best defensive player and might be
Brutal.
without their best weapon on the offensive side as well. So this just feels like a flat out misprice. If you go back a few short weeks ago, this was a closely contested game. It came down to the very last play where if it wasn't for an absolutely plucked from the heavens interception in the end zone, the Bears would have overcome that deficit and won the game on the road. I like them to not only win outright, but in turn, happy to get the 1.5. If you want to get a little bit more juice on this one, get a little bit more payout, you can certainly tease this one up. I think they should win by a field goal at least.
Yeah, it's been a tough road out there for the Packers as of late. Also have some banged up members of that offensive line to be on the lookout for as well. For my best bet of the week, baby, I'm going Gardner Minshew over 215.5 passing yards, minus 114 at our friends over there at DraftKings. Look, Minshew mania is real. He has gotten off to fast starts in every new place he's been. In the first full game of action at new locations in his 4 previous starts, he is averaging 244.8 passing yards per game. This is arguably the best receiving core he's ever played with. Maybe you could argue Philadelphia was better, but definitely the best coach he's ever had in Andy Reid. The matchup in Music City, also glorious, boys, right? Over the past month, the Titans have tied for the most passing touchdowns per game and the third most yards per game at 283 yards. The last 7 quarterbacks have hit this clip, and 11 of 13 QB so far this season have also hit this clip for an average of 249.4 yards per game. Last week, I gave you a bet on the Browns that every single team hit. The Browns were the one odd man out. Hopefully, Gardner Minshew isn't the odd man out here. And I'm so into this that I'm betting this straight. I'm also parlaying this with over 1.5 touchdowns. That's around 2-1. That's going to get you combined odds of plus 254 because the Titans have also allowed 2+ passing touchdowns in 7 of their last 8 games. So I like Gardner Minshew to continue to show up here in Music City with the Kansas City Chiefs, boys. Let's go.
I like it. I tweeted out earlier today, I'm smashing Rashee Rice going forward. I think this is going to be a monster game for him.
Okay. All right. Well, I like that confidence from you, Steve. And do you have confidence when it comes to the touchdown call contest presented by our friends over there at Dynasty Decks? Wow, these folks are doing a great job. You can memorialize your fantasy football league every single season with a new plaque that you don't have to pass around because if you're like me, well, I was taking my trophy to my league draft a few years ago and I broke it. And then I also lost the list of previous winners. So has not been great for me out there in the trophy streets, but it's no worries now because we have a Dynasty Deck plaque going to each and every single winner every single year. And make sure that you're getting invested, whether it's a golf tournament, a basketball tournament, at your local rec league, whatever it is. Steve, I know you're a rec sports player, so maybe if you win the championship this next year under center, maybe a little Dynasty Decks action. What do you say?
I'm coming off a championship win this past football season, so I'm already there. I'm already a champion.
Okay, well, time to memorialize it, right? Maybe a nice little gift for the teammates there. So, gentlemen, updating the board here. Trav and Rob and James have really been the runaway guys on this sheet so far this season. They've been doing great. Trav continues to lead with 24 touchdown calls. Rob with 21. James with 20. Myself with 20 now. I had a big week, 4 of them. Travis Etienne with 3. George Kittle with 1. Steve, you got 1. You also got an extra one that I screwed you out of last week as well. So you're back with that. Eric, you got 17 now. You're back on the right side of the board. And all of a sudden, Ben Siebert coming up. Big Ben there with 17. Trash Sandwiches, 14. Jake with 14 as well. So still time to get invested with that if you guys would like to. The easiest way you can, again, join the IBT football family. You can upgrade today, $3.99 per month or $36 for the year. And that's going to get you access into that contest. So let's go ahead and get to the touchdown calls. And Eric Romoff, I'm going to throw it your way first, my friend. Who do you have?
Yeah, so looking to keep the theme alive from one of my wagers from earlier in the program, going to go to Justin Jefferson to find the end zone, plus 135 over at DraftKings. So like this as an actual ticket to put in the betting streets as well. Paulson Adebo, like I mentioned before, is going to be his primary assignment, and Paulson Adebo has been getting cooked by far less talented receivers than Justin Jefferson throughout the season. So happy to see that price tag and be able to get Jay Jetta as my underdog pick. My favorite in the touchdown call contest is going to be a slight favorite that is going to Saquon Barkley minus 115.
Crazy, it's a 115 now. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I mean, this if you go back to the earlier parts of this season, if you go back to this time last season, Saquon Barkley against the Commanders would have been close to a minus 200 favorite. But if you look at it over the last few weeks, Saquon Barkley is starting to return to form, up averaging over 100 scrimmage yards over those last two games, has found the end zone in both of them. Also, we're seeing more and more of the touch push being a less effective option for this Eagles offense, and seeing the false start penalties fly a little bit more frequently with that play in particular. Also, you need to only go back to last week to see the Commanders allowing 2 scores to Tyrone Tracy to feel pretty good about Saquon Barkley to find the end zone this week at minus 115.
All right, Stephen Lawson, you have been in front of me almost this entire season. We are tied for a lot of the season. I am finally jumped you. I now have a couple big dogs within sight. You're not too far away as well, though, with 19 touchdown calls called correctly. Who do you have in Week 16?
Yeah, I'm going to start with my favorite, and that's Christian McCaffrey. He's looking for his 5th straight game of the touchdown, and one thing that San Francisco loves to do is to get CMC into that end zone. And sometimes they like to do it multiple times in a game. One through the air, one if by land or by sea, considering I am from Boston, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind if they do it by air, like FedEx. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to score, and he's going to score a lot, minus 230. That is a heavy favorite. But I will take advantage of it because I'll pair it with a barely plus money, but nonetheless, he is plus money.
Yeah. Close there.
TreVeyon Henderson, the human home run hitter. He is absolutely playing an arcade style game right now in the NFL. He now has 4 rushing touchdowns of 50 yards or more. That is tied for the rookie record for a single season with Saquon Barkley. So could he break it this week? I sure think he can. But even if he can't, they are giving him goal line looks. He is the not the bell cow back, but he's certainly the lead back in New England. Now he has usurped Ramondre Stevenson finally, and we are all so thankful to Mike Vrabel for finally making that happen. So thank you, Mike Vrabel. Thank you, Josh McDaniels. And thank you, TreVeyon Henderson, for proving that you actually were very much worth the 2nd round pick that you were.
Yeah, no, shout out to TreVeyon Henderson. I think we all knew he had this explosive capability in him, so really great to see it now flashing on an NFL field during the regular season. For me, gentlemen, I'll get us out of here on my touchdown calls. First, James Cook, anytime TD. I did shout out James Cook twice in a show, but I ended up redacting one of them before kickoff. So this is my 2nd time. If anyone's calling me out on that, that's okay. We only do 2 per season, so you got to really pick and choose who you're taking out there. And we also do 1 minus money, 1 plus money. The game script here should have the Bills out in front, running the ball out to get this clock down. Minus 129, I think it's a crazy number against Cleveland. They've given up 6 touchdowns to opposing running backs over the past month. 2 to DeAndre Swift last week, 2 to Tony Pollard, who looked absolutely abysmally slow in that game, but he still broke away for a couple big ones 2 weeks ago. And then also 1 to the lead back in 6 straight games. Cook has scored in 8 of 14 games this season, down a little bit from last season, but has also found pay dirt in 4 of 7 road games, 3 of which have been multi-touchdown outings. This dude's a workhorse. He's averaging 21.8 touches per game, including the 3rd most rush attempts inside the 20-yard line, and also the 8th most rush attempts inside the 10-yard line. And I'll round us out. Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown, plus 295 at DraftKings. If Gardner Minshew tosses a dime or 2, my money is that Travis Kelce is going to be the recipient of that and find pay dirt. Brock Bauer, he cleared 50 receiving yards in 6 of 9 games with Minshew playing last year. when he played at least 60% of the snaps. The Titans have 4 touchdowns, 2 tight ends over the past 4 weeks. Fannin, Njoku, they both found the end zone in week 14. Brenton Strange in week 13. We cashed in on George Kittle last week in the touchdown call contest and down for a full unit as well. Kelce saw 9 targets last time out, including that game-losing interception from Gardner Minshew, his most receptions and targets since week 11. I think Gardner locks him in for a score on Sunday, gentlemen. So there is the touchdown call contest update on the leaderboard. There, of course, is our calls as well. Steve, Eric, Kyle, thank you so much for your time today. That is going to do it for us on this episode of the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast. If you've rode with us this long, please do us a quick favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the entire channel. We've got fantasy football and NFL betting coverage, college football betting, NASCAR betting, PGA betting, and entertainment betting, all to help you cash more and to enjoy the ride along the way. Also, be sure to check out in-betweenme.com for some dope written content. Add a /chat at the end of that, and you can join the Discord for free. Join our postseason PropDecks contest for Eric Romoff, Steven Lawson, and Kyle Scott. I'm Seth Wilcock. Thank you so much for watching, and we will keep it in between until next time. I hope you do the same. Thank you.